Hello, I'm going to be showcasing my Rube simulator. Um, Basically, I recorded this before, but it was having glitches. So I basically restructured the whole thing, not from the ground up. I just moved moved things around, tested them, see what works, mess with the camera a bit, mess with the physics and how it collides with other things, basically to make it like 100% physics based. So I'm going to start. But before I start, some of the things that here we have, like you see these planks right here. These are springboards. You'll see what they do. On the top right here are candles. They use your goal at the end is to knock over these candles. Here we have falling walls. Let me see if I can move it. Um, if it'll let me move it. Um, I'm trying to move it so that okay. Um, Here these brown blocks are like springboards. Well, not springboards, but trampolines. I know it doesn't look like a trampoline, but you will see it. This slide right here is basically a slide, and this wall is just to make sure that it gives when the player's launching the air that they don't go over the the boundary. It's really, though it's never happened, but it's just in case. Um, right here is a slanted slope. It's usually to help get the player, and then the green thing on the top is basically where the candles will fall into, and then you win the game. I've already like positioned. Let me see if I can find like the player. Right here you can see that this 30.2 um this it's positioned at negative 30.2, 36.8, and 0 on the axis. It uses the physics material to help it be able to bounce, and it also has a rigid body. Let me start. It's gonna show my thing. The final part of it, I'm gonna have to show how it kind of. So you see the ball falling. It's bouncing, and then it falls, bounces, and then hits the first spring trap. Bounces again on that spring trap. Goes on the platform, rolls, bounces up, goes on the slide, bounces on the second one, hits the downhill. This downhill is just to help push it, and then it's hard to see, but you can see the one of the downhills. Well, the candles fell into the trash can, and that's the goal. I didn't really have time to give it a notification that yeah, you won the game, but essentially that's the goal of what it is. It's purely physics based. Basically, the ball starts up in the air, it falls. I had to position it several times to see where, and then each time I started. The first time I started with the slanted slope is if it would land right here and push forward, and it did, and then and there's a moving block, but that was meant to be in the game, but I decided not to. But and then you have the the springboards, and the springboards is to help the ball travel, and um, the other blocks that is facing our trampolines, it's to help the player bounce around the screen, and then there's a slide to help the player slide to the next trampoline, and then make it to this platform, be able to hit this falling wall. The wall falls, the candles start collapsing, and they fall into the trash can, and then the second block of the falling wall is just to give that extra push in just in case. Oh, and I also didn't know how to make it zoom out so that you could see what's happening with the candle, but essentially it did its goal to make it into the green trash bin.